What is up, guys? Welcome to GysticTutorials. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to find the area of an isosceles triangle. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is an isosceles triangle. What an isosceles triangle is a triangle with two sides, these two sides that are the same length. So this is a different length. So these two are the same, this one is different. This is what makes it an isosceles triangle. I gotta give these some measurements, so I'm just gonna give this 6 and this 6 as well because they're the same. And let's just say this is the larger side, so we'll just say 8 and then C and M. And sorry if my writing's a bit bad, I'm writing with a mouse. I will eventually get a sketch pad, but this will have to do for now. Look at that, that's horrible. Usually you won't be given all these lengths, so you might have to measure the sides and stuff. So what you want to do first is find the base of the triangle, which is this here. So I'm just going to mark it and say B for base. So this down here is the base. So if this is the base, this means these two sides are called the height. Just to clarify, if you're given these numbers separate from the triangle, always match the odd one out to be the base. So if there's two 7s or two 6s and then an odd one out like an 8 or a 9, the odd one out is the base. So when you're working it out, you want to draw a line in the middle and label it H for height and make sure it has a right angle here. Mine's a bit bad, but make sure there's a right angle at the bottom. So make sure it's dead center pretty much, that's what you need to do. So the height is the first number that you need to calculate. Once you find the height, you'll be able to find the area pretty easily. Let's just look at one half of the triangle at a time. So we're going to look at just this half first. So I'm just going to mark it so you know which side we are working out. You can work on either side. It doesn't really matter since both sides are equal. Now your isosceles triangle is divided into two identical right angle triangles. Okay, so first we want to identify our sides. That is the height, that is the base, and this here, this half is the, let's just say B divided in 2. It's 8 divided by 2, which is equal to 4. And this side we're just going to label side. Once you know which one's which, so height, side, and half of the base, we're going to set up Pythagoras' theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So I'm just going to draw this out real quick. Okay, so this is the formula up here, the Pythagoras' theorem, and it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A being the base, b being the height, the number that we do not know, and then c squared being the side. So the actual formula would look like this. Okay, so I moved the formula over here because there's more room over here. Remember, we have to solve for h because that is the missing number. As you can see, we need to know side B and H to know side S, but we don't know side H, so we need to rearrange the formula to fit our specific equation. To do that, we want to go H equals, so I'm just going to write it, H squared equals, because we need to square root it to find the area, square equals the side squared, take half of the base squared. After we've rearranged the formula like so, so now it would be b squared is equal to c squared take a squared. So now we're going to go H equals, because we're going to take the square root away now, because we're going to find the square root of this equation right here. So we're going to square root this. So this square root function is on every calculator. Just put it before you type the formula out. So that's the formula without putting in the numbers. So if you want to just write this formula down and use it for any equations, this is what you would need to know for any equation. So now what I'm going to do is just quickly plug in the values to find H. So S, which is this side, is equal to 6. So we'd put in 6 squared, take the base over 2. So the base is 8. 8 over 2. And you got to put it in brackets. And now you want to square root this. So we'll always work out the brackets first. Now it would be 6 squared, take 4 squared, because that's just 8 divided by 2. And it still needs to be square rooted. Next, we just work out what is 6 times 6, because that's what that means. It means it's times is the number by itself. So what's 6 times 6? It's 36. So we go 36. Take 4 times 4, which is 16. So we're going to write in 16 and then square root that. And then you want to punch this into a calculator, or you can work it out yourself if you're a wizard. But I'm not, so I'm going to quickly punch this into a calculator and get the final result for H. So the answer was 4.47. I'm only doing the first 2 decimal points because it ended up being very long, so centimeters. So now we figured out 4.47 is the height. So now that we've worked that out, I'm going to erase all of this and we are going to work out the area. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made a new page, and now that we've worked out the height, I'm going to write the formula for working out the area of an isosceles triangle. So it is area is equal to half of the base times the height. So in our case, that would be half of 8 times, so imagine there's a times there, 4.47. There we go. So now you can go ahead and punch that into a calculator just like that, but with your numbers instead, obviously. And you will get your answer for the area. So the answer comes to 17.88 centimeters squared, because it is area. Remember, area is always squared. So yeah, that is how you find the area of an isosceles triangle. So there is another method to do this, which is using trigonometry. If it gets enough recommendations in the comments, I will make that video. So if you want me to show you how to do that, please leave a comment down below. And if this video did help you, hit that like button as well, and subscribe if you haven't already. That's it from me. Peace out.